The left is malicious and ought to be tried for treason.
Oh.
Rather than have a constitutionalist on the bench, someone
And of course he's talking about
might
Kavanaugh.
dare, because of his legal philosophy and his belief in natural law, a Kavanaugh that might dare stand against abortion sometime down the road, they would rather burn down the building, undermine the Constitution, than risk letting someone be on the bench that would challenge their core conviction. Because I want to say this, I give God the glory, but
So you're saying that you'd be fine with that? So if like a liberal was appointed, you'd be all like, it's okay to challenge my core convictions of what I believe. That there should be no restrictions on abortion. Let's say that'd come up for debate in front of the Supreme Court. You'd just go, well, it's fine to have this liberal guy on here or a woman that's gonna strike this down.
I mean, I agree with him that there was a malicious intent behind the left springing the story about Kavanaugh when it happened, and the big pageantry was all an attempt to...
Dianne Feinstein just sat on the thing for months.
Yeah,
of course.
I mean, it's obvious. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. So that's the problem when the Democratic Party, instead of being ballsy and just directly challenging this shit, when they try and do what the Republicans do and do this weaselly shit, they end up losing because they're not as good at it. So they get caught red-handed and they get made look stupid. Now there's some dude named Alex McFarland talking about how malicious they are, and I'm being forced to agree.
The Democrats have no fucking balls, and the Republicans have all. Dude, in Congress, it's so obvious because the Republicans will just get up and lie, and then you get Kavanaugh because they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
The Democrats would go, this person said this. Okay, well they're gone, and we're sorry. And it's like so they're saddled with these people that force them to make these terrible fucking strategic plays.
I mean, and plus, just think about the Democrats who, it's like, hey, Senator Al Franken hover-handed his hand over
Gone.
Get rid of him. Fuck him.
Gotta go.
Gone.
Step down.
Gone.
Step down.
Hey, your Supreme Court nominee has a bunch of rape allegations against him. He's fine.
Yeah.
No, I mean, maybe we should investigate. All right, we can look at him for a couple days. We didn't find nothing.
We looked around his house.
We talked to him, and he said he didn't do it.
Done.
Did you do it?
Investigation concluded. So, I mean, it just shows that Republicans, and this is why I made the bet with Paul in the first place, because they don't fucking back down. It doesn't matter how wrong they are, how defeated their arguments are, whatever. They don't back down from shit. The Democrats, they back down like fucking cowards at the drop of a fucking hat.
All the time.
They don't give a shit. Or they do give a shit. They give too much of a shit. But anyway, let's listen to more Alex McFarland.
Having spoken or debated or done Q&A at around 200 American universities, I will tell everyone listening, of the secular left, their core value, the doctrine for which they would be willing to die, is the value of sexual license. Now, the sad thing is kids that have sat under secular educators, their core value is just plain license. I mean, the hippie generation, their core value was sexual license. And their
Sexual license. Is that
when you go to fuck and it's like, let me see your license.
Let me see your fuck license.
Look, I've got a fuck license right here.
Turn in your fuck badge and fuck gun. You're off the fuck force.
Therefore, they're wedded to abortion on demand because very often sexual promiscuity.
Is that like
does
video on
result
demand
in
at all?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I didn't realize it had gotten that easy.
Abortion on demand. Your abortion is just one click away.
Yeah,
you know?
you're pregnant, go ahead and get your abortion on demand.
Alexa, get me one abortion, please.
So they view abortion as a means of birth control. Now, Kavanaugh...
No one fucking views abortion as birth control because...
Nobody.
It's way too... I mean, even putting all the moral bullshit aside, it's just not financially
Here's the thing.
feasible as just a birth control
No, not
method.
at all.
I've been around a lot of women that have gotten abortions, and let me tell you, every last one of them is psychologically damaged by the process. It is not something that's taken as lightly by women as putting a condom on or some shit. It's a different thing. It's a huge decision that they have to make. They feel guilt and sorrow and sadness and loss and all that shit. Like, you can't boil that down to the same thing as a fucking putting a condom on. It's not used as contraception.
Yeah, but they
It
just
is,
want,
Paul.
they want to present it as just this very cavalier, like, oh,
Well, gotta get an abortion.
God damn this baby, kill it. Just kill it.
You walk right into the clinic. They just go, "What do you need? I'm here for an abortion. If you got 15
We'll just
minutes,
vacuum that little son of a bitch right on out of
just
there.
bend over and let's take it out in the lobby."
You know what a lot of that stems from? The fact that they've been allowed to paint the narrative of this debate for so many fucking years in a row now. That they can just look, they forced us into this, is it a person or is it not fucking constraint? And by us going, well, no, technically, I guess it's not, then they can they dehumanize it. They rip it apart. They rip apart babies and say it isn't even human, blah, 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 blah. We just give them ammunition with our honest answers to the question because we've allowed them to dictate the terms for so fucking long. Why aren't we putting the reams of women that use these services and it immeasurably helps their lives in front of them and asking them, why are you going to take this right away from them? Why aren't we putting the idea of back alley abortions and the statistics on those before abortions were legalized in front of them and asking them if they want to push women back into fucking dirty doctor
aware
clinics?
Of that shit. Like, there was a bunch of joke tweets after Kavanaugh's appointment where people were saying, like, get your coat hangers ready, liberals. Ha 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 ha.
This is what I'm talking about when liberals need to start fighting. Because instead of just going, well, yes, actually, it becomes a baby at this, they're asking you a fucking question with no answer. The only answer you can give that's good is it's always a fucking life. And then you're on their side. You lose if you let them paint the debate as, is it life or is it not? You win if you show them the social benefit of having access to these services. Period.
They don't care.
Thank God, with his Catholic legal training, believes in natural law, as our founding fathers did. You know, one of the reasons the left denigrates our founding fathers is because they believed in, as Jefferson wrote, self-evident truth or natural law.
And Jefferson also wrote that one of the greatest evils visited upon humanity in its existence was Christianity. So, you know what I mean? You want to revere some founding fathers, you need to read everything they wrote, dipshit.
Jefferson also said Jefferson was the ultimate fuck the founding father.
Yeah, so to quote him here is a
he
little...
basically told people, hey, don't enshrine us, don't turn us into some godlike figures. We're not. We're just men. Like, the founders actually predicted a lot of this horrible shit that you know, and they're referenced constantly to justify the current system when so many of the things about the current system that suck they warned us about.
Well, they saw that it was...
Jefferson warned us about enshrining them as gods and being afraid to change.
Well, a lot of them did this as young men.
Washington warned against standing armies and political parties.
They got to see it firsthand what happened to America, how it was basically tearing itself asunder.
Well, they were there
from
too.
the beginning.
They knew their fucking motives. They knew the dangers of these things because they suffered the fucking consequences of them. They knew the dangers of having a state-backed religion and having religious zealots moving from the pulpit to the fucking political realm and how that could never happen. They knew these things because they lived it. And these people that enshrine them as some kind of gods that, like, look at the way that they're fucking engaging in this political discourse right now. All the fucking founding fathers would have puked over how these Republicans are trying to justify all these stupid fucking actions.
The left is malicious. You folks, you've got to believe it. This is not just a slight difference.
Well, I agree with that. If nothing else, I agree with that. The current modern mainstream American left is malicious, backbiting, backstabbing, nasty little gremlins that want to complain their way to victory.
That's how you win. Whoever complains the loudest.
The left hates our Constitution, and frankly, Dianne Feinstein and all of those that would perpetuate from Obama to Hillary to Dianne Feinstein, those that are the anti-morality, anti-natural law, therefore anti-constitutionalist, they ought to be tried for treason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try them all for treason.
Wow. You don't agree with my politics? Treason.
Treason time, I guess.
Treason.
What the fuck ever.
Well, dude, these guys have to talk about something because Trump is in office and he's sucked the dicks of Christians so hard. They still have to go after them. They have to say, look, anytime there's a political fight, they have to fucking echo that out.
I just hate both of the I just hate both ends of this fucking argument now so bad that I can't even look at either of them.
Yeah, and
disingenuous
when you say that,
way
you get shit from both of them.
I
too.
know. It's so sad, and you get called an edgelord, and you get called a contrarian, and you get called lazy.
Oh, that's what about
It's just like, dude,
and blah,
this
blah,
is
blah,
dog
blah.
shit we're listening to here. This fucking justification is dog shit. Most of what he said is dog shit, and the founding fathers that he's invoking as some kind of fucking gods of America would have disagreed with 90% of the shit he just spewed. But that doesn't matter because the truth doesn't matter on either side. It's the perception and the manipulation that matters. Fuck it. I'm so done.